from the first night of Sunscreen Film Festival, and we have one of the movie makers that are presenting the movie tonight, and we are so happy to have you here. What's your name?
My name is Brian Connors. Hola, mucho gusto.
Oh, me encanta que me hables en español.
Poquito español.
Okay, tell me all about your movie.
Well, my movie is called King Baby, and it's kind of like a Wolf of Wall Street story, also based on a real-life person. It's about drug, alcohol, and sex addiction. I can't hear myself. Did I say sex addiction? You're bringing it out in me. So anyway, it plays tomorrow at 11:30 at the Movie Co. And the real-life King Baby, who unfortunately OD'd in Vegas about 6 months ago, he was a good man. His sister died of AIDS. She was an addict. And he raised his sister's 2 kids. So he was actually a very good man. But he fell prey to his addiction. I have an addiction to dancing.
So tell me,
Joe!
how did you decide to, because you didn't know what would happen, you didn't know he would overdose, but how do you decide to make a movie about his life?
Well, he came to me. A bunch of years ago, I was in New York. I had a play done in New York about my family. It's called Cross Your Heart. And I had alcohol and drug addiction in my family. And my sister, God rest her soul, she took her own life. So I wrote about my family. King Baby, David, was a multi-millionaire at the time. He came to the West Village to see my play, walked out, he was crying, and he said to me, "I'd like you to write my movie." So he hired me, first guy to ever hire me to write a script. And that's how I wound up writing his movie. I got the life story rights, he paid me, but it was a long journey.
Do you feel like he was trying to send a message, like he was ready to go, he was tired, he wanted just, to take a break?
I didn't understand the question.
Do you feel like that was a message, that he wanted to get everything on writing, on television, because he just was ready to go, move on?
Well, David loved show business. He was a stockbroker and a businessman, but he was very theatrical and very bigger than life. In fact, that's where the title comes from, King Baby. Someone that's very grandiose and a king, but a baby, has this Achilles heel. A lot of athletes, politicians are king babies. David was a king baby, but he was drawn to show business. Very colorful guy, very funny guy, charming guy. Women loved him. He was banging everybody in the bank, the tellers, his boss, his customers. But, there's a dark side to it too. He was a Jekyll Hyde. So it's a pretty fascinating story.
What is the message that you want people to take from your movie?
Well, there's that saying in show business, if you want to send a message, call Western Union. But there can never be enough movies about drug addiction. And I try not to glorify it. I show it. I show David's good sides and his charming sides. But ultimately, I try not to glorify it and say, hey, if you're going to play here, you're going to pay the piper. That's the message. Everybody should know that message, but we forget it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. A pleasure meeting you.
Thanks.
Okay. Mucho gusto. Gracias.
Gracias.